Good morning, everyone. All right, so if you guys can see, the SPY crashed pretty hard yesterday. If you look at the SPY here, towards the end of the day, this thing just tanked. Look at this drop in the SPY yesterday. So pretty big drop, significant drop. Dropped down from about 268 all the way down to 261. And so pretty significant drop here. Good morning, Seven, Matt, Swarm. What's up, guys? Good morning. All right, so here's my watch list so far. I'll go ahead and look at everything. This is my watch list so far. You can see I'm watching MNKD. It had this really big gap up to 220, and then it pulled all the way back to 183. I'm still going to watch it, most likely around this 170 level. See if it bounces off of there. May be good for a long play. Also watching CHEK. This one is up so much in the last few days. I think it's got to drop sometime, at least in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with it. Watching CREE, maybe looking for an overextended short, although it's not that extended, to be honest, so it's almost a small gap, but I'm still going to look for a possible gap fill. SPY, which is the SPY, GERN is gapping up some. Going to be watching GERN. Also watching CBI is gapping up some. It's at 14.89 from 13.81, so over $1 gap for CBI. Gonna keep an eye on it. SGMO maybe for a gap down continuation short if it continues to fall under this 16.25 level is what I'm gonna be watching with this one. Watching LEDS, had a really big day yesterday. We'll see if it can make another push today or possibly fail some, so I can maybe short it. ATOS, kind of the same thing, had a really big day yesterday, came back down. Gonna see if it makes another push. I can't short this one, so maybe watch it on U-Stock. HMNY is another one, gapping up from 242. It's at 243, so a small gap, but it's gapping up, so I'm gonna watch it as well. What's up, Track Racer? What's up, man? So yeah, so you know, we have a few movers this morning. The market's gapping down, or the market's down some, as you can see by the SPY. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it rebounds some. Let's see how many of these are tradable on TradeNet. So CHEK is, MNKD is, CREE, GRERN. I can't talk this morning, guys. I don't know what's up with me. So all four of those are tradable. SGMO is tradable. CBI is tradable. HMNY is tradable. LEDS is tradable. ATOS is not tradable. So far out of my list this morning, there's only one that is not tradable. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Track. Sorry, I meant MNKD. MNKD is what I really meant. So sorry about that. Let's see. I know I had a few other ones on my watch list. Let's try to find it. EYPT is another one I'm watching. It's not tradable on TradeNet, but this is a cheap stock. It's one of those ones I'm more long biased with. I'm definitely not going to short it. And so I have Robinhood as well as U-Stock Trade to trade it on if I really want to. And so I'm going to be watching that. What else? Yeah, that's about it so far. Let me know if you guys see anything else moving. Got my U-Stock trade up. It's just a small account on U-Stock, but and Robinhood. Let's see how many day trades I have left on Robinhood. I should have a decent amount. Yeah, I have 2 day trades left on Robinhood as well. And so I can trade on U-Stock Trade or Robinhood, some of these cheap ones like EYPT. So yeah, decent amount tradable. So I guess we'll look up to see why exactly some of these are moving. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Oh yeah, MARA was another one that I forgot about. But yeah, a large majority, like, so 10 out of 12 stocks are tradable in TradeNet this morning. So that's always good to see. But yeah, MARA was another one I was watching. It went all the way up to 212, and then it came all the way back down to 185. And so it's moving. More importantly, it has volume. So we'll see how it acts at the open. Hold on one second, guys. Alright, sorry, that was my daughter's school calling me. I think it was just a pre-programmed message, though, so we're okay. What's up, Outsiders? Augusto. What's up, man? Sean. What's up, man? 7. Jorge. Mark. Play Store. What's up, guys? Yeah. No worries, Track Racer. Yeah, for sure. Been up since before 6 this morning. Really, though, I'm a morning person, honestly. You kind of have to be if you day trade, you know. And so, really, man, my daughter's school is calling me again. Okay, I don't know why they keep calling me. My wife will answer it. But yeah, no, you're good, Track Racer. But yeah, man, been up early. I'm a morning person, though. I like waking up early. I actually enjoy getting up, even though she has choir at 6 a.m. I like that extra hour and a half I get just to kind of hang out in the mornings. My wife, on the other hand, is not a morning person whatsoever. Yeah, I use Trade Ideas scanner. But yeah, no, I use a Trade Idea scanner. It works decent, you know. I don't think it's completely necessary. I think you can find out what's moving for free most of the time. And so, you know, but I do have a Trade Idea scanner. What do I think about LEDS? I think LEDS is up a lot yesterday. I think it may wash out some. I'm going to be looking at it under this $4 point. If it breaks under 4, and more importantly, this 375 level, it has a little bit of room down to 340. So that's what I'm going to watch for with LEDS. Maybe a short down to 350 or 340 from that 375 $4 point. And so, yeah, it's just up a lot already. Kind of the same thing with ATOS, although I can't short it. So I guess I'll be looking for a push with this one over 415. But, yeah, more short bias with those two just because they're up so much already. Man, my phone is going crazy this morning. I'm about to turn it on silent. It's my daughter's school leaving me messages. So yeah, watching SGMO for a continuation short under 1625. Yeah, watching CBI outsider. What's up, Tiny? What's up, man? Nice, Sinners. Good job, man. Yeah, you'll bounce back, Sinners. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, I like waking up early. ZEST. All right, so give me a second, guys. In a second, I'm going to look up. I like this move on ZEST. It's just not moving at all since then. And it's OTC, so unfortunately, I can't trade it. LEDS, while you may not be able to trade it on a conventional broker, since TradeNet is CFD trading, I can short it. And so anything that's tradable in TradeNet is shortable, and so I will be able to short LEDS. I don't know if it's a short sale restriction on it or not, but I will be able to short it. Alright, so let's look up the catalyst for some of these. First one is CHEK. I know CHEK had a pretty big day yesterday, and so it may not have any news out. Yeah, CHEK doesn't. The last news story that came out was about a week ago on CHEK. And so everything it's moving now is based off of technical factors. And so we'll see what happens with it, but I'm more short biased with it as well. It's had a pretty big day. MNKD is the next one I'm looking up. Alright, so same thing with MNKD. It doesn't really have a catalyst out right now, at least not on Thinkorswim. They haven't updated anything on it yet. And so we'll see what happens. The last press release for MNKD came out on the 20th. And I believe it was first quarter results. So it had good news a few days ago, but nothing today. CREE looks okay. Alright, so CREE was just raised to an outperform rating. So the rating was just changed on it, and that's why it's gapping up some. Not a really big catalyst, just a change of rating. Let's look at LEDS. LEDS doesn't have any news out it either. And so, yeah, it kind of verifies why I'm more short biased with it. Last press release that came out was on the 17th of this month of April on LEDS, so definitely more short bias with it, just because there's not really a real catalyst for it. GERN is another one I'm watching. Same thing, no catalyst for this one either. This is weird. Nothing has catalyst this morning. SGMO is gapping down. Alright, so SGMO did have some bad news that came out. Let me see. SGMO shares fell in the extended session Tuesday after the biotech company announced a secondary offering of its stock. SGMO fell 8.5% after hours, following a 1.9% decline to close at 1780 in the regular session. The company said it planned to offer 200 million in shares with an additional 30 million to cover over allotments. At Tuesday's closing price, the offering and over allotment works out to be around 12.9 million shares. SGMO has about 86 million shares outstanding, and SGMO listed Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, JP Morgan Securities, and Cohen and Company as book runners for their offering. And so it's an offering. I don't really see a set target price for their offering, which is interesting. So I'll still watch it, but not my favorite catalyst for a down gapper. It's just an offering. CBI is another one that's moving up. You can see CBI here, gapping up some from 1381. It's at 1475. CBI price target cut to 16 a share from 17. But it says ISS reaffirms support for McDermott's proposed combination with CBI. McDermott International, which I believe is MDR, announced today that Institutional Shareholder Service Inc., ISS, a leading independent proxy advisory firm, has reaffirmed its recommendation that McDermott stockholders vote for each of the proposals relating to the combination with CBI to be voted on at the special meeting of stockholders on May 2nd, 2018. Chicago Bridge and Iron, CBI files 8K temporary trading suspension. So this one has a lot of stuff coming out about it, but it's gapping up. We'll watch it. HM&Y is another one I'm keeping an eye on. I think this is Movie Phone. Is Helios and Matheson. Helios and Matheson, and price target cut to $12 a share from $15. It's maintained at a buy rating by Concord Genuity. Alright, so Helios shares gain pre-bell after boosting stake in MoviePass to 92%. Shares advanced as much as 4.8% in pre-market trading on Monday after the provider of IT consulting solutions unveiled it has raised its stake in MoviePass to 91.8% as of April 16th. And so that's why HM&Y is gapping up, is because they raised their stake in MoviePass. I don't know if I like MoviePass, but it's making it move up some. LEDS had a big day yesterday. Not really any news release, worthy news releases that are out on LEDS. Last thing that came out was the 17th, so again, very strange. ATOS is the last one. All right, so ATOS did have some news. It says ATOS Genetics received positive interim review of study of topical endoxifen. Shares soared 20%. ATOS said it has received a positive interim review on its phase 1 study of the topical drug in men, which is being developed to address gynecomastia, a common condition in patients being treated for prostate cancer. And so it had a positive review on its drug, and so for that reason, ATOS is it had a big day yesterday, pulled back some so far in after hours. So we'll see how it acts at the open. This is good news, legitimately good news. So we'll see what happens with it. And so yeah, that's everything I'm watching this morning. Let me know if you guys see anything else that's moving that you really like. While I was going over that, I did notice CHEK pushing up more, broke 18. It's at 1882 now. So this one's just kind of going supernova here. You can look at the daily chart. Look how big this push is. Just kind of out of nowhere. Went all the way up to 17, or it's up to 18 something now. So crazy move. I mean, it's still down significantly in the last year, but today and yesterday, this thing has been running pretty big. So a little bit more short bias with it, like I said before, even though it's pushing up strongly here. Just because it's up so much already, I think it's got to come down sometime soon. Any predictions for the market? Matt says, yeah, you're right. It's at 19 now, CHEK. So the SPY, it's tough to tell. I think it may bounce some. It had such a big red day yesterday. I think it might rebound some and then maybe pull back and start trying to drop down again. I hope it doesn't. I hope it continues to push up. A lot of support at 258. And 257, so we'll see if it bounces off of there today. I'm hoping it rebounds some. Alright, so I'm looking back at the old comments. Yeah, so an interesting comment you'll see Play Store made. He says, a daring martingale trader could make bank in Robinhood because of no trade cost and no minimum shares. Now, if you guys are not familiar with martingales, basically it's a blackjack strategy. So basically the basic premise is you would have to lose, I think it's 7 or 6 times in a row. And so, for instance, in blackjack, what you do with the martingale strategy is you double your bet each time. So or it's a roulette strategy. I'm sorry, a roulette strategy. You could do it with blackjack too. But so if you're playing roulette and you bet on black and you bet $10 and you lose, the next hand you bet $20 and you keep betting on black. If you lose that one, the next hand you bet $40. If you lose on that, the next hand you bet $80, and so forth and so on. And so you would essentially have to lose 6 or 7 times in a row to not be profitable playing that. And while it sounds logical and plausible, variance does happen. A large majority of times you probably will win money at blackjack, but the few times you lose, you're going to lose substantially more. And so it's an interesting strategy that I've heard about. I don't know how well it would actually relate to trading, because I've had weeks where I just can't seem to get anything right. And so while it sounds good that I would have to lose 7 trades in a row, that's definitely possible in trading, and so I think it's a little dangerous. Swarm, to double click the like, you have to you go to the money sign with the line under it, and then from there you just double click. It's right next to the 2 magnifying glasses. Thanks for the sub, Alex. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. TER. Yeah, TER is moving a lot. That looks interesting as well. Yeah, I have a link. Mark, if you want a link, I have a link to TradeNet. Give me a second. I'll give it to you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll have to find it. Give me a second, Mark. I'll bring it up to you. I'll bring it up for you. Thanks for the sub, Sean. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. Here's the TradeNet affiliate link. OGEN. Oh, nice. I completely missed this one. And this is, I actually like this setup better than a lot of these other ones. It's not tradable on TradeNet, unfortunately, but it is moving up a decent amount. And so I'm going to be watching this one over this $2 point, see what happens with it. Thanks for the sub, Adonis. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. Good morning, Atheon. What's up, man? Yeah, man. I didn't say I agreed with the martingale setup. I've just heard of it, and it's basically like each bet you double your size. So like each losing bet you double your size. So you start off with 10. If you bet on black and you lose, the next bet you do 20, and you bet on black, you lose again. The next bet you do 40. You bet on black, you lose again. The next bet you do 80, and so forth and so on. And so you would essentially win money unless you lost 7 times in a row. And while that sounds good, it's very possible. Variance is very high in those games, and you could very easily lose 7 times in a row, especially with trading. You know, trading more than anything is, you know, you could lose 7 times in a row very, very easily. You know, and so, like I said, while you may win the majority of the times you use that strategy, the few times you lose are going to be substantially larger than your winnings for the most part. Right. Matt's saying that the way you do it with trading is that you average down. Take a cheap stock less than $5 and start off buying simply 50 shares. Then if it drops 10 cents, buy another 50. If it drops 10 more cents, take 100. Yeah, you may run out of buying power, but also, like, if you look at the SPY yesterday, that thing just kept dropping. And so, you know, sometimes stocks are just going to continue. And it's just kind of like the blackjack strategy. Like, while you may win most of the times you lose are going to be substantially larger than the times you win. STNG. Yeah, this one looks interesting. It's definitely a high float stock. And so I'll watch it, but it's a high float stock, so I don't know how much it's going to move. All right, so yeah, we got a few decent movers. We'll keep an eye. Let's see why OGEN is moving. Let's try to look up why OGEN is moving. Not really anything out on OGEN. We'll see. TVIX and UVXY are huge money makers when market is getting hit. Yeah, they're volatility ETFs. I've traded a lot of pairs trades with these. If the SPY starts to go up, you know, maybe short the TVIX. But what I've found is that I essentially like trading the SPY better. Like, instead of just trying to react to what the SPY does, I would rather just jump in the SPY itself. Aside from the TVIX, just because, especially if the volatility isn't there, a lot of the times it doesn't follow it like you really want it to. Appreciate it, Senior Bets, man. Thank you. That's the biggest super chat I've ever gotten, Senior Bets, man. That's awesome, dude. So Senior Bets wants to know, can you go over how to purchase a short or long? Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty simple. That's awesome though, man. Thank you so much, Senior Bets. That's really awesome, man. That's the biggest super chat I've ever gotten, man, and I really appreciate it. That's awesome. So let's see. So if you want me to go over shorts and longs, so I mean, if you have to explain your question a little bit more, you know, to short on TradeNet, all I have to do is type in how many shares I want. If I want to short CHEK, for instance. I just click that. If I want to pick a price, I can just click the level 2. If I want to get in on the bid, I just click the bid here. If I want to get in on the ask, I just click the ask here. And then I just click this short button on TradeNet. If you're asking for my overall strategy with shorting, I basically look for overextended gaps at the open. And really the only one I kind of see, it's not really overextended, I would say this morning, is CREE. So I want to see CREE form a few highs. A good example is AGMH from the last few days. Let me see if I have a better screen for this. Give me a second. Okay, so a good example of my favorite strategy using this is AGMH. Let me see here. All right, so if you look at AGMH here and you look at it on Friday of last week, this thing was definitely extended. It was gapping up from 850 all the way to 1590, so a huge gap. And what I basically like doing is I like to see it form kind of a range here. So you can see it formed a range in between 1107 and 15. I like getting in when it breaks the low. And so in this case, it would be right here at around 1115. And you can see after it dropped under 1115, it held that area as resistance. So a lot of times when a stock drops under a previous support level, that previous support in this case would be here at 1112, turns into resistance. And so I like getting in at the low of the day break after it forms a range, and then just riding it down to the next support level. And in this case, you can see the next support level is right here at 850, right where the close of the previous day was. But yeah, I appreciate it, Senior Bets, man. That's awesome. That's the biggest donation anybody's ever given me, man. So I appreciate it. Hey, man, Chad, that's a risky trade, bro. But hey, it worked out. It worked out, you know. But yeah, let me know if you want me to answer anything else, Senior Bets. I appreciate it, man. All right, so watching CREE for an overextended short, maybe. It's not as extended as I usually want it to be, but it's gapping up a decent amount. Gonna watch it, wait for it to form a range, try to get in maybe at the low of the daybreak. OGEN, another one I'm watching. It had a nice push up so far in pre-market. Watching CHEK for a potential short here. It's just up so much already. Appreciate it, Senior Bets, man. That's awesome. Another $5 donation. Thanks, man. As long as you're not one of those guys that gives donations and then cancels them, I appreciate it. That's awesome. Right, man. Hey, I appreciate it, Senior. That's awesome, man. Yeah, let me know, man. Anybody that gives me a donation over $5, I'll do a custom video for you. So if you want me to make a video about anything, if you give me a donation over $5, I'll make a video about, you know, something that you're interested in learning in trading. So let me know. But I appreciate it, Senior. But yeah, Senior, if you want me to make a video about something, let me know, man. I'll make it. But I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Matt, you can give donations and cancel it. Like, if you look on YouTube, a lot of people kind of troll YouTubers, and they give them, like, ridiculously huge donations, and then they cancel them. And so it kind of, you know, it's pretty messed up. But, yeah, people can do it. But thanks again, Senior Bets. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I can't update it. Let me see. I'll update it right now. All right, guys, but we got 5 minutes until the open. So 5 minutes. All right, guys. So I'll have to update it after the stream. Since it's a super chat, technically Streamlabs, the company I use, doesn't call it a donation, but I'll update it. I appreciate it, Senior Bets. That's awesome, man. Who was on the other side taking your bet? So Senior Bet, so trading, so anytime I buy or sell shares, there's somebody else on the other side. So when I'm buying, somebody else is selling it to me. And when I sell, somebody else is buying it from me. And so there's always another side to your trade, and that's why liquidity matters. Like volume matters, because if the volume is too low on a specific stock, there's not going to be anybody to sell your shares to after you buy them. So like if I buy like 10,000 shares and there's not somebody on the other end looking to buy 10,000 shares when I'm ready to sell, then the order's not going to go through and I'm going to be stuck holding those 10,000 shares. And so volume in stocks is very important because you have to have that liquidity in order to be able to get in and out of positions. If you don't, then you'll be stuck holding a stock that you may not want to hold for that long. Yeah, Philip, I'm in Houston, or around Houston, man. HMNY. Yeah, it's not a huge gap up. It looks like a higher float stock, and so we'll see. I'm watching HMNY here. Also watching GERN. All right, guys, we got less than a minute left, so good luck all. Hopefully we can all make some money today. We'll see if the SPY starts to rebound. It should. Thanks, Treat Leary. Appreciate it. Welcome, man. All right, so market's opening up in 15. Good luck, all. All right, so here's the open. Good luck, everybody. All right, there's the bell. All right, CHEK testing the highs, breaking the highs of the day. It's running some. LEDS, guys, look at LEDS here. Crazy push. Maybe the SPY's bouncing back some is the only thing I can think of. So big push on LEDS. CHEK pulling back some here. All right, so the market's starting to pull back some as well. If you look at the market here, the SPY, it pushed up originally. It's starting to pull back some. All right, LEDS dropping under the lows here. Man, we got so much volume in the market today, man. These huge pushes at the open. Alright, watching OGE in maybe for a washout long over this 189 point. See if it pushes back some. SPY is dropping. Watching LEDS for a break under these lows here. TZOO. Alright, gonna let the market kind of consolidate some here. Look at DARE here, guys. DARE. DARE just broke over 1. Alright, so I am in CHEK going short. Gonna see how it acts at the 16 level. Also watching DARE here. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how bad the spread was on CHEK. Brutal spread here. I don't know how I missed that before just jumping into it. Just a really bad spread, but look at DARE starting to push. And LEDS starting to rebound here, but look at DARE. Yeah, the biggest thing, like, it's just the spread is huge and crazy on CHEK, and so I'm regretting it a little bit here, but I'll still hold it, let it through. Set a stop loss for over 18 if it breaks, maybe over this 1820 level here. So I'll give it some time. I just think it's up so much already. Looking for maybe a longer term hold for it to come back down here, but I'll give it time. A little crazy though, a little sketchy, and the spread is just the most ridiculous part of it. CREE looks like it would have been a good short. Kind of missed it here. Yeah, kind of bummed out. This looked like a great short here on CREE. SPY starting to wash some. CBI had a really nice washout long setup. If you look at CBI here, dropped down some initially, broke this high right here at 1470, and then it started to walk, and then it ran up pretty nicely here. The spread on CHEK is just scary, man. It's got a 40-cent spread on it right now. Yeah, I heard somebody say it this morning. I saw that pattern where it broke the low of the day, and I just kind of blindly jumped in. But CHEK, it's just up so much. I got to be very, very careful with it. CBI still pushing up, breaking over the whole dollar. Do you guys think DARE is done? I don't know, man. I'm still holding it. Philip. OGEN looks like it's trying to come back here. The SPY is just crashing down though, guys. If you look at the SPY here, look at this. I thought it may bounce today just because it was down so much yesterday, but man, it's just washing. It's a mess right now. The spread on CHEK is the most ridiculous part. A 50-cent spread. Which means it's a really low float stock is what that means. So that's kind of why you see the volume acting crazy with CHEK. UAVS. Yeah, nice little washout long setup here. Really choppy now though. Yeah, now it's time to get out of this thing, man. I got out there a 750 loss. I just couldn't do that. It's just too crazy. I shouldn't have never jumped into this trade in the first place. My mistake. Just way too crazy. The spread's way too ridiculous. 50-cent spread is too much for me. EYPT. Yeah, this is one I called out in my watch list. I said I really liked it over that 205 level in my watch list, and it looked like a really good entry. I wish I would have been watching it aside from CHEK. CHEK is just not one I really want to play with right now. Yeah, I'm out of CHEK. Small loss for the most part, 750 loss, so tiny loss. Just glad I didn't get stubborn and hold it. I mean, it could get rejected here. Originally, I said my stop would be 18, but it's just too crazy. Even if it goes in my direction after this, it's just too crazy for me. Glad I ended up getting out. As you see, CHEK just bounced all the way back. So I got out for, you know, very minimal loss compared to what it could have been. I definitely didn't like that push back up it made. And just the spread, I'm glad the spread scared me out. OGEN may be a good short here. I wish I could short it, but I can't. The biggest play I missed out on so far this morning is CREE. I know I called this one out for a short in pre-market, and you can see why. I mean, even though the gap wasn't huge, a great entry would have been here under this 4150 level. and write it down. So it would have been a nice play, but didn't take advantage of it. OGEN may be a good short here as well. I just can't short it, unfortunately. HMNY, watching that one. DARE. We'll see. I mean, I like it maybe getting in around 1. Right around this previous high as well at 111, maybe a good entry. If I do jump into it, it's going to be right now, which I guess I will, on U stock. Alright, so I'm in with 100 shares on U stock. We'll see if it bounces back here. Getting in around this previous resistance right here at 109. So if it breaks under 109, that's kind of my cue to jump out of it for a small loss. CBI is another one I'm watching. It's trying to break over 15 again here. Yeah, TER breaking under the lows. Also watching GERN here. For a short maybe on TradeNet. Let's see how it acts to this $4 level first. Nice, Tiny. Good job, man. Good job, Tiny. Sorry. I know I call you man. I know you're a girl, a female. So sorry about that. But good job. AMD. The TVIX should be running. Oh man, look at AMD. I think it's washing out with the SPY though. Look at the TVIX looking really strong here with the SPY's crash. And as the SPY continues to drop lower, the TVIX is running up pretty big. Yeah, SPY's getting hit hard. Now, if you look at the SPY here, let's look at the daily chart. It's at 261 now, basically. Next big support level, I mean, it has some right here at 258, but it has some room down there, so be careful with it. RSYS7. Yeah, we'll see if it can push over and break the high of the day here. Maybe pulling back time for the SPY. Have a little pullback here. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm going to be very careful with it and maybe hold it down to 105. But if it drops here, it may start to fill the gap. It may have some support at 1, but going to be careful with it. Right, exactly. Swarm. It looks like a wedge. It's getting wedged in between here, so it may break either way, but it could break down. So you got to be careful with it. I'm going to jump out probably if it breaks under this low right here at 110. There's the break. $7 loss. Not the best day today. Frustrating day. It kind of goes to show, like, whenever the SPY is washing out some, you got to be really careful because most stocks follow the SPY to a certain extent. MDR. SGMO. Watching SGMO around these lows at 1623. But yeah, most stocks follow the SPY, so you got to be careful. The biggest thing I have FOMO this morning with is CREE. Called this one out in the stream, and this one ended up coming all the way back down and filling that entire gap going down. And so this is the biggest kind of bummer for me today, is that this would have been a perfect trade, and just didn't take advantage of it. Was too busy focusing on CHEK, which I shouldn't have even jumped into. The SPY's down a lot, Felix. So you got to be careful. It may, hopefully it'll reverse, but we'll see, you know. There's not too many bullish patterns right now aside from maybe LEDS. Starting to push back up, we'll see. And CHEK ended up coming all the way back down. So my trade idea was correct, but you can see the spread on this thing right now is 70 cents. Literally 70 cents. It was for a second. So a 70-cent spread on CHEK, which is just ridiculous. Just a crazy spread. Way too big. And while my trade would have worked out, it was just too risky to ultimately hold that one. And of course, DARE picks up right after I jump out of it. Epics looks a little weird. Yeah, there goes DARE. So 2 of these trades that I were in ended up turning back down and going my direction. And so, frustrating, but it's going to happen. Last week was a good week. I can't be too upset. Losing days are going to happen. Last week I had 3 profitable days, 1 break-even day, and only 1 losing day. And so, losing days are going to happen. I can't lose my confidence with it. Yeah, I is still pushing up. Every time I look at this daily chart, I think it's a good short, but it just keeps heading up. Keeps pushing up really strong. That's rough, Rabash. You'll bounce back, man. But yeah, look at this. Faked me out completely. DARA would have been a really nice trade. I would have been up, you know, a decent amount, $13, $14, you know, 15 cents about. And so it just completely faked me out. It dropped under that low for just a split second. I guess I should have said, kept my original stop at 105 that I was talking about. CBI starting to push. Nice, Centers. Good trade, man. Nice, Chad. Good job. Yeah, HM&Y, it may have some support at 240 is what I'm watching for that one. As much as I hate to say it, I'm kind of considering jumping in CHEK for a longer term trade with maybe 5 shares. So a super tiny position, and just try to hold it throughout the day. See if it pulls back to this $12 point sometime today. If it breaks under 16, maybe consider it. But I have that kind of thought in my head that this thing is just maybe unreliable today. So I might need to just stop thinking that. But it's very tempting just because it's up so much already. Thanks for the sub, Brandon. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. See you, Mitch. Thanks for watching, man. See you tomorrow, hopefully. MARA is tumbling down here. Interesting, under 166. Yeah, honestly, I was thinking about that as well, MR, and it's been really crazy. It didn't really have a catalyst, and so if it gets halted and I'm in it, and if it never resumes, I lose all of the money that I was in it for, and so my TradeNet account would get shut down. And so thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it, because I think that kind of got my mind right with it now. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Thanks for the sub, Felix. Appreciate it, man. Alright, so this is an interesting thing that DARE is doing here. It had this nice pullback. We'll see if it breaks over 125 and continues. Yeah, appreciate you getting my mind right with that, MR. I definitely needed that. Because it's really tempting. Like, if you look at a stock like this and you look at the daily chart, you know, most traders are going to say, well, it might be a good short. Just because you can see how much it's up in the last 3 days. And so most traders are going to look at that and say, yeah, that might be a good short. But the overall risk of it getting halted, or the overall risk of it just acting too unreliable, is too much to do that. So I seriously appreciate it. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so thanks for the sub, Frank. All right, looking to maybe short SGMO here. Especially if it breaks back under that low. Nice, unknowns. Good trade, man. So yeah, I'm watching SGMO here. See if it can break under these lows right here and hold. And if that $16 point starts to act like some good resistance, I may jump in it. Gonna give it a little bit of time, see if it'll work for me. But if that low of the day turns into resistance, that's when I'm gonna jump in. Man, I gotta trust my instincts sometimes. Look at EYPT here. This one was on my watch list this morning. It was definitely one that I was paying attention to. Alright, so I'm in EYPT here, or SGMO here with 40 shares. Gonna look for it to break under 16 and wash some. The biggest problem is that it's a 5-cent spreader, sometimes a 10-cent spreader, and so a lot of the times these are tough to make move. It's down to 16. Let's see if we can get under it and hold. Gonna be a little bit longer term hold for me. See if it can continue heading down. Seems to have a lot of support here at this 1650 level. So hopefully it'll continue heading down for me, but we'll see. But yeah, I gotta trust my instincts a little bit more. I said I liked this one for a long play. It was sitting right around 2. And it wasn't gapping up in any significant way, but it was moving way more than it usually does in after hours and pre-market. And so this goes right along with the CREE that I have a little bit of FOMO with, just because I saw it coming and just didn't take advantage of it. And of course, there's a bounce back with SGMO. IPI. Yeah, IPI has been on a nice little run this morning. We'll see what happens with it. Nice little tear though. Slow grind up, but it's been grinding up regardless. I now kind of see that most of these are following the SPY to a certain extent. The SPY is bouncing off the low of the day again, which happens a decent amount. And so we'll see what happens with it. Not super confident in my SGMO trade as of now. I really wanted to see it hold under the 1625 level, and it just bounced over it. So I'll give it some time, but not super confident in it now. Very true, Mitch. Yeah, I gotta, here's the thing. So I know I'm like a profitable trader for the most part. Like, for instance, last week, like I said, I had 3 profitable days, 1 losing day, and 1 break-even day. But whenever I have losing days, Atheon pointed this out to me. So I'm most of the time I'm a consistent profitable trader, but I hate losing. You know what I mean? As most traders probably do. And I hate losing so much that every time I take a loss, I immediately try to win back those losses. And that's kind of a rough cycle that new traders find themselves in, is that they always try to win back their losses. And in turn, what ends up happening most of the time is that they end up just taking bigger losses, and it hurts their account, And where if they would have just said, okay, I took a loss today, it's time to kind of take a step back, don't stress about it, there's always tomorrow. Instead, most new traders try to win back their losses. And what ends up happening most of the time when you try to win back your losses is you end up losing more money. Yeah, this one's frustrating with CHEK. I got into it. The spread has, for some reason, well, it cleared up for a second. Now the spread is 50 cents again. But yeah, what ends up happening is I try to win back my losses too much, and that in turn hurts me. But yeah, I said it. I was definitely short biased with CHEK. It was just acting a little bit too crazy. You can see the spread in it right now. Spread is absolutely ridiculous for it. 45-cent spread. Or 35-cent spread, sorry. Right, revenge trading and fear of failure, man. It's just, I hate losing is what it is. I hate losing with a passion. Whenever I have winning days, I'm excited about it. I'm happy with it. Whenever I have losing days, that's what I ultimately need to work on. Is because that's what hurts me the most, is when I have losing days. I've actually gotten a lot better at taking a step back when I have losing days. A lot of the time I'll just be done for a small loss. But sometimes, every now and then, I'll get days like today where I just want to win back my losses, and it ends up hurting me. And sometimes the market's just not, it's just not well suited for day trading, And some days are just not going to be good for day trading, and so you got to be careful with those days for sure. Yeah, Wednesdays, I'm always having, statistically, Wednesdays have easily been my worst days. They have definitely been the worst days I've had trading, is Wednesdays. So Wednesday, statistically, like a few weeks back, I had nothing but profitable days except Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I always do bad, And I thought it may be because I wake up early, because my daughter has choir early in the morning. And so I thought it may have been because of that. But I think it's just the way the market is on Wednesdays for the most part. It's just not well suited for trading. At the same time, CHEK did exactly what I thought it may. And you can see it's falling down some, which is really what I wanted it to do. Also, CREE gave you plenty of opportunity to short this thing, and this is one I called out in pre-market that I was definitely short biased with it. Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely common. Yeah, TRVG is just crashing down here. This should have been a good low of the day break. Short. Ugh. Well, I think I should get out of SGMO here. I'll let it test this high at 12.45 and then I'll jump out of it, or at 16.45. But I think that's kind of my cue to get out. Unless it holds this resistance at 16.30, it's kind of my cue to jump out of it. I'll give it a little bit more time here, but looking worse and worse each time I see it. Yeah, Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays are usually the best days. For some reason, Wednesdays, there's just something about Wednesdays that are just not good for me in trading. I never can seem to have a profitable day on Wednesday. If you look at my past trades, my past trading weeks and everything, Wednesdays are always the tough days for some reason. Maybe it's because it's the middle of the week, I don't know. But today's a pretty significant loss for me. There's that 16.45 level that I was talking about. Yeah, time to jump out. Gross, man. Gross loss. Let me get out of this thing while I can. Wait, what? Alright, so now it's not letting me out of this trade. $16.50. Just gonna have to get out with a market order, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's choir day, man. Well, who knows? CHEK would have been a profitable trade, though, if you look at it. This would have been a profitable trade. I just didn't have the patience to hold it through. At the same time, it was still pretty risky, I think. Alright, I'm going to set a stop here at 1660 and then close the stream down now. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody watching. Bad days are going to happen. And so hopefully I'll be able to bounce back for the rest of the week. Last week was good, and so we'll see how the rest of the week goes. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I definitely appreciate all the support. If you could hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, I appreciate it. Also, if you want to do me a favor, make me feel better, hit the like button right now in this video. It definitely helps support us, and I appreciate any support I can get, guys. So click the like button right now. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all later, and hopefully you'll join us tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. for the same thing. But yeah, guys, anyways, good luck. I'll see you all then, and thanks for watching, guys. Shout out to Senior Bets for the awesome $25 donation. Awesome donation, man. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all later.